Ask me why I'm in a bad mood. Go on. I can't even tell you, right? I'm just going to have to show you. Played some chess this morning. Oh man, this is going to hurt. This hurts. So I invite you now to drink in and revel in my pain. Okay, and if you are a subscriber to Chess Boot Camp, I completely understand if after watching this video you choose to unsubscribe, thinking this jellyhead has nothing left to teach me. Okay, so let's go. 3 games. We'll go through them fairly quickly. Sicilian and Snyder kind of, there we go. Look at this, right? Got my bishops now lining up against my opponent's king. I castle, bishop comes out, develop the knight, getting in there, attacking his bishop. Bishop comes out to pin the knight, break the pin. Kick the knight, capture the bishop, capture the knight. Block the bishop, attack the blocking piece. Knight. Okay, and now, boom! Okay, this is a capture on the knight with a discovered attack on this bishop. So figure this out with me, right? Black captures there. Now, I capture the knight. Black can't recapture. Well, I mean he can, but if he recaptures, I now have 2 attackers on this bishop and only 1 defender. Okay. Currently the bishop's defended twice, but if I capture one of the defenders, the bishop falls. So black didn't figure that out. Recaptures. Yeah, because now if he takes the bishop, I recapture and I'm defending my knight. Okay, so either way he's down a piece. So this is like winning position for white. Beautiful. Okay, now all we have to do is convert. Okay, and bishop takes, just grab another pawn. Why not? You know, I'm now a piece, bishop and a pawn up, right? Knight comes in there. Obviously he's looking at a sneaky checkmate on h2, but I'm far too good for that, so I block that. He attacks my bishop and I just pick up another pawn, right? My bishop's going to come here, defending this pawn. Lovely kind of forward outpost and looking at my opponent's king, right? So this is now, I can freewheel the rest of the game. h4, and now I offer a trade of queens. But can you see the tactical error with that move? Correct. My queen was undefended. Alright? So, this is some of the worst chess you'll ever see, I think. Okay, so anyway, I grab another pawn. I'm actually only 3 points down right now, because I was, 5 points in front. I was a minor piece and 2 pawns, right? I just give up my queen, sportingly. Okay, and obviously it's attacking the bishop, so I grab a pawn. Now, I'm only 3 points down. Black pushes h3. I push f4, and now the knight comes in to attack my rook. I just push the rook up there. And actually this queen does not have that many options. I guess taking the pawn is probably the best one. But the queen instead decides to go there and abandon the defense of the knight. I said it was a bad game, eh? So I grab the knight. Okay, it's now equal. Material is equal. Rook comes across to attack my bishop. So I've basically got 2 bishops and 3 pawns for my opponent's queen. So it's pretty equal. Rook now comes in, pretty much forcing an exchange. Put my bishop there. Queen comes in with checkmate. Okay, actually, here, black had checkmate as well. So, you know, complete debacle of a chess game. Absolutely awful. I cannot explain it. I cannot excuse myself at all. So yeah, black should have just had mate in 1. I even commented. I said, you had mate in 1. And then, I mean, this is just, is there any way to prevent mate? Don't think there is. Don't think there is. No, I saw it, thought for a bit. I mean, I could put my bishop there to prevent the queen coming in, but then rook just captures. And I'm done for. Absolutely awful. Okay, if that's not bad enough, do you want some more? Alright, here we go. e4, e5, d4, you can see what's coming. Right, I was going for the Danish gambit. But my opponent here plays really, really badly. I capture a free pawn. What's not to like? Queen comes out with check and actually a fork on the king and the pawn, right? So I block the check with development. Okay, knight comes out. Knight comes out to f3 with development, kicking the queen. Right, this is just great for me. Bishop comes out, kicking the queen. Queen has to move again. Right, now my queen comes out. So that's like gluing this bishop to its spot because the queen is attacking that pawn on g7, right? Kicks my bishop, I don't care, slide back. Brings out another bishop, I don't care. Okay, I just develop my last bishop. I'm getting ready to castle. I've got a massive lead in development. This guy is going down. Queen comes in, attacking the g2 pawn, also a second attacker on this. Now, here's where I play some brilliance. Okay, lots of options here. Can you see a tactical idea that prevents me from losing this, and it involves a sacrifice or apparent sacrifice? Okay, give you a minute, pause if you like. Okay, and it revolves around the relative position of these two. Okay, so look, bishop takes f7. This is just, you know, genius play, right? Now the king can't capture, because if the king captures, look, knight to e5, boom. Yeah, and I'm grinding his nose into the ground, right? He can't capture, so king has to move. And now bishop takes bishop, check. Even better, king captures bishop, right? I'm all over this guy like a rash. Now I castle, completed development, his king's out in the open, he hasn't got a hope. Okay, I get my bishop out of trouble, and look at this, right? 7 pawns on the board, 1 advanced pawn in the middle, nice and safe, nice and tight, rooks are connected, and where's his development? Nothing at all. So knight comes out, rook comes out, so now I'm attacking this pawn, right? Rook defends, I come in with a knight, because the pawn can't take, because then I get the rook for free, yeah? This is just a world of pain for this guy. Bring the knight back around, hit the queen again, haha. Centralise my rook in line with his king, haha. Bring my queen to here, so now I'm threatening all kinds of ideas. Knight comes out, we have a trade-off, that comes with check, so I'm going to win another knight. Look how good I am at chess. Knight blocks, we trade off knights. Pawn push with check. Rook captures, I just swap off rooks, I don't care. Look right in this guy's face. I mean, material is actually equal at this point. And I just grab a pawn, grab another pawn. What's not to like? King goes off to hide in the corner, trapping in his own rook. Forcing an exchange of queens? Black says, nah, I'm not interested in an exchange of queens. So now I figure, look, I'm up 2 pawns. Okay, I've got 3-on-1 majority on the king side. My pawn's very safe, he's going to be slow getting his rook out. I come in with check, come in to grab up a pawn, and look at this. A fork, but it's not really a fork because the pawn on c2 is defended by my bishop. So I just grab another pawn. King comes down, I now centralise my king, so I've got ideas that if this guy is going to have any chance of winning this game, he has to get the rook to the back rank somehow, right? So I figure that my pawn can push, and my bishop can defend there, and my king can defend there, right? Rook comes out, pawn push. I'm way ahead of you, guy. Yeah? Now I attack the bishop, bishop moves, attack the bishop again, bishop comes down. So I figure here I could exchange bishops, but then that'll come with check, right? Then my king has to come up here, and I don't know, I just wasn't thinking straight here. He could have slid across and attacked this pawn, and I want to hang on to my pawns. I'm 3 pawns up at this point. So I play a4 with check. King has to retreat. Can't go to either of these 2 squares. Now the rook comes up. King has to retreat yet again. Okay? At this point, I should probably have just swapped off bishops, right? When you're up in material, simplify. It's not rocket science. Move my bishop. Now bishop comes to here. And now there's a danger because that's my escape square for the king, right? So if rook comes down here, it could be mate, couldn't it? So what I should have done push one of these. Instead I go after the king, mate. Okay, you'd be in a bad mood. Yeah, I played some brilliant chess and totally threw the game away to somebody rated nearly 100 points lower. All right, this one is the final stick of celery in my throat. I'm rated 1450, my opponent's rated 1334, and this is actually the first game I played today, but it's brilliant because it's just a classic example of tripping over your own shoelaces, psychologically, right? So I'm actually thinking through this game, hey, do you know what, this will make a good video. Because I remember I did a video yesterday on the French exchange variation, playing as black, with this nice bishop and queen attack idea, worked really well, and we get into a similar position. So if e4, e6 are French, and we have the exchange, and I'm like, this could be good, right? So look at the clock as well, right? It's a 30-minute rapid game. Knight comes out, knight comes out, knight comes out, pawn to c6. So this is leaving these two squares ready to line up bish and queenie on there, okay? So it's all familiar, and I'm thinking, this is going to make a good video. Now my opponent has now used 3 minutes of his time. Pushes a pawn, I castle, bishop drops back, everything's going to plan, okay? Knight comes out here, he pushes his queen. So I'm thinking, is he going to castle queenside? But he doesn't, he castles kingside. Good thing. And now I'm going to swing my knight all the way around here, make a nice safe hideaway for my king, get my queen involved here, get my bishop up there. All I have to do is remove that knight and it's good night Vienna. Of course it's not Vienna, it's the French. Good night Paris. Okay, so he comes out, attacks my knight, I don't care. Rook comes across, I don't care. King defends the rook, takes, check, move back, right? I feel totally in control. My bishops are doing great. You know, on these two diagonals, I've got options on the light squares, I've got options on the dark squares. I am dominant. Okay, queen to d6, just preparing this, so now I've got ideas of bishop to here, might even bring my rook across later. He puts his second knight in front of his king as well, because he hasn't got any ideas of his own, he copies mine. And now we have bishop attacks bishop, I'm not bothered, and we have an exchange of bishops. Now, look at this position. Look at this position, right? This is what you get for being cocky. Knight is attacking the queen. The rook is guarding the entire e-file. This pawn is guarding this square. This pawn is guarding this square. Queen and bishop are guarding that. Pawn's guarding that. King and knight are guarding that. The queen is actually trapped. And then, for some reason, the game finishes. It ends randomly, because I'm basically picked up the tablet this morning, play a game of chess, I'm all over this guy, and I see this move come in, and then it goes boom, game over. Because what I was doing, I felt I was so, look, 5 minutes 32 on the clock, right? I didn't even have to play with great accuracy here, because I was making my moves quickly. I've used 2.5 minutes of a 30-minute game, 2.5 minutes, right? So even if he took my queen, I'd probably still win, because he's taking so long to think. Some of these moves are 5 minutes long. He's spending on his moves, and then I'm like, bang, 10 seconds, bang, 3 seconds. Yeah, and the game ends. And the reason the game ends is because I was so confident. I had so much time on the clock, and he was having to use all his own time to think. This guy, right? That I was flicking between the chess.com app and the Facebook app and seeing what's going on in the world, because it's like, life is so good. I'm all over this fella. And then, so what happened is, my opponent wins by abandonment, because that can happen if you leave the chess.com app sometimes and go back. He goes, oh, he's gone, right? Abandoned. So my opponent actually won the game and got 11 rating points off me, and there you go. So that is all I have to teach you. Just extraordinarily embarrassing, shameful performances. You know, I think in all of those games, I played some good chess, I got an advantage, but you know, you can throw away a game just like that at any time. So, you know, that, what else can I say? You know, it was just terrible. Just terrible. If you play chess for fun, it's for fun, you know. And yeah, I enjoyed the games, and I've played some decent moves. Don't feel terrible about it, but I've slid a bunch of rating points today, like from 1460 I started down to about 1420. And you know, this is not what I'm trying to teach you guys on Chess Bootcamp, right? We're trying to figure out here how to win, how to crush our opponents, right? Not shoot ourselves in the foot at any given opportunity. So there you go. If you feel like unsubscribing from Chess Bootcamp, I completely support your idea. I think this guy's actually a total chump and has nothing more to teach me. Yeah, I completely agree with you. However, if you feel like subscribing and you're not a subscriber, then please go ahead and do that as well. Hope you enjoyed this video more than I've enjoyed making it. I'm going out now to take the dogs out for a nice walk in the sunshine and try and forget all about chess for a few hours. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.